Hello and welcome back to Soda Tech Gaming, where we talk about gaming, tech, and news from a Soda's perspective. Thanks again for checking out the channel. We really appreciate the love. We're now above 330 subscribers and on track to getting to up over 500 by the end of the year. I couldn't have done any of this without your support, and I truly appreciate you guys coming out and watching and commenting on my content. Now, if you're just visiting the channel, please enjoy the video. And if you do so, drop a like and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel a lot with the YouTube algorithm, and I really appreciate it. I also read every comment and appreciate any and all feedback. Now, on to our review of The Artful Escape. This is an interesting indie title from Beethoven Dinosaur, a new indie developer which published the game under Annapurna Interactive. Let's talk about the story of The Artful Escape. Now, The Artful Escape takes place in a fictional town called Calypso, Colorado, where the main character, Francis Vendetti, is trying to find his way as a musician in a town where his uncle is a music legend. He feels trapped, stuck following in his uncle's footsteps and living a somewhat normal teenage life, when suddenly a strange young lady meets with him and gets him to play music that seems to come from somewhere else inside of him. The sound is nothing like the folk music style that he adopted from his uncle, which his uncle was known for. Francis feels the pressure of building as he has to perform in front of the entire town on the anniversary of his uncle's passing. So Francis falls asleep that evening, dealing with the stress of the impending concert for the following day, when he's awakened by an alien creature named Zom. Francis follows Zom to meet Lightman, the captain of an interstellar ship called the Cosmic Lung, that flies around the universe and plays amazing music. Francis, interested and intrigued, agrees to follow the crew and explore this funky ship as long as he's back in time for the concert the next day. Once this journey begins, you'll be taken to several different worlds and unique and cool environments with creatures and characters that are fun and, forgive the pun, artfully created. Let's talk about the graphics. The Artful Escape has a very interesting graphic style that is vibrant and colorful. The game doesn't take itself seriously, and there are a range of characters and creatures that are very detailed and eye-catching. The particle effects and world design lend themselves well to Unreal Engine 4 tech, and the game is developed by a small team but shows the promise that they have, as it's well put together with the art style and the overall look. Now, everything stands out and the background comes to life as you play your guitar, and it's absolutely stunning. It's a very unique looking game. Let's talk about the gameplay. Now, this is probably the weakest part of the Artful Escape. You generally have just a jump button and play the guitar with one other button and use one more button to activate certain things. I would have liked more variety on this, on the gameplay side, but that isn't what this game is about. It's about the music and the environments and the story to a certain extent. Now, the boss battles are a little more interesting than the normal gameplay loop, where you have to duel against these bosses with music in a concert style that's broadcast across the galaxy. They never truly feel difficult, but are fun nonetheless. I would have loved to see more variety with the boss battles, or some penalties or some additional things that might happen if you fail, instead of just starting back over from the beginning of that battle. Now, the sound. This is one of the strongest parts of the Artful Escape. The game was made by musicians after all, and you can tell. The music in the game sounds great. It sounds like a late 80s rock and roll with a nice synth to it. The rock is pretty catchy. The singing and the music in the game are very well done, and the voice acting is also top notch. They were able to get Carl Weathers, who played Apollo Creed in the original Rocky movies, as well as Lena Headey, who played Cersei Lannister from the Game of Thrones movies as well. So the voice acting cast is very well done, and they do a great job of adding depth and gravitas to the characters without taking themselves too seriously, and it really works out well overall. So what are my final thoughts, and what's the review score for The Artful Escape? Well, overall, I found The Artful Escape to be very entertaining. The game's overall length is only about 5 hours long, but the story, music, and graphics are captivating. There are no additional endings that I'm aware of. The bosses offer just one type of fight with little change or variety, and things are over relatively quickly. If the gameplay loop had been better and more varied, I would have given this game a slightly higher score. But overall, I enjoy The Artful Escape, and I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's good. And if you have an Xbox Game Pass, you can play it for free with your subscription service. Otherwise, you can buy it on Steam, and I'll have that link in the description down below. So I want to say, for all of you that stayed and watched the entire video, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. And while you're here, And if you haven't already, please click the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already, as it helps out the channel a lot. Let's keep the momentum going and keep moving towards 500 mark. Once again, thanks for checking out Slow to Tech Gaming. I look forward to seeing you next time. Slow to Tech out.